Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. This is my first playthrough of Inzoi, which I have got as the early access cheaper deal, which I'm super excited for. I think I paid like £36, and it's got basically everything that the game includes at the moment, but they're still doing like modifications and hearing back feedback and stuff like that from their players. Not gonna lie, this wasn't intended to be a voiceover. I had gone into Creator Studio and I was like, okay, yes, I'm gonna do some chatting, we're gonna look through it all together, and it just wasn't recording. So I think the best way I'm going to do it now is with my editing software. I'm just going to record from the screen recording system that they've got rather than use OBS Studio. I don't know if it's just this game or what, but none of my speaking, my voiceover was recorded, and none, like the clip was like corrupted, so I'm literally recording it from the save file through Steam. But yeah, anyway, lesson learned, I guess. So first off, I was surprised. I was like, oh my god, is it already watching me? How does it know like my colouring and everything, or is it just being diverse, right? So jump straight into the character design. You know, I was absolutely flabbergasted by how detailed already everything was. It's just so uncanny valley, actually, when you think about it. Like, how gorgeous are all the details? It's quite frightening. I'm probably going to be comparing this to Sim, which is like the other big contender in terms of life simulation gaming, and of course they needed something that kind of shake their gears up a little bit. So yeah, this is, in comparison already, just from like the face presets that we're seeing now, so much more detailed. You can see a lot of hesitancy here. I can't remember exactly what I was discussing as I was doing these, but a lot of hesitancy was, oh my god, how do I make movements with the mouse? What's the back button? Everything looks very clinical and clean, and to be honest, at face value, no pun intended, it does look quite user-friendly. I think it's just because it's such a different looking interface, like style, colour, maybe even set out a little bit to The Sims. I mean, not largely, but enough to throw you off. I was just like, I don't know what buttons to press, I don't know how to get where. And then when I found the detailed editing, that took a complete different turn, and I was having a lot of fun. So yeah, have a good time, I guess. I'm just taking this face model and working on it. So I was actually the most pleased with how this particular character came out, and then unfortunately, as I said earlier, my file corrupted. Inzoi just crashed. I'd heard on like Reddit and Steam community that people were struggling to come out of like create a Zoe mode, and it would just crash and lose progress. But I noticed that I had, like, looking at it now, and I don't know if I'll include it in this particular video, it depends how long it is, or if it will be another one, but I've played it again and made my character again, and I just went straight into new game and did this whole setup. But I think I wanted to just do the creator Zoe, I was going to say Sim, because I wanted to get a feel for the character creation, and I don't think I was super ready at that point to dive into a game, and I thought it was going to set me straight into the world. I don't know why. So yeah, mucking about was quite nice on this creator Zoe. I think this is what they gave as like a demo as well. And so when it did crash and everything, I was a bit gutted because I was worried that nothing would save, and in fact my character itself didn't save, which was sad because I felt like I spent quite a bit of time like finessing the details of her. Even though I largely worked from like a face preset, I like got her how I wanted her to look. But I was pleasantly surprised after all that sadness to see that the clothes that I'd saved as outfits were in fact taken into my main gameplay, which was awesome. So yeah, I don't want to chew your ear off too much in this moment of time right now, because I am kind of just figuring out details, going in and looking at the skin, looking at the eyes, all of that good stuff, body type, all of this brilliant things. Sorry if you see any Bitdefender updates popping up. But yeah, so this is it largely. I just wanted to make as much detail and get like a feel for how in tune you can get the character's details to be. Like, looking at it, right now, I am so impressed. Like, I can really understand how people can make absolutely uncanny celebrity creations with their Zoys, because look at that. You can't look at this Zoe and tell me that does not look like a real person, right? This isn't, I wasn't like trying to do a celebrity thing or anything like that, but just the level of detail and like the eye bags, the shadowing, the contouring, the highlighting, the expression, like it's just frightening actually. Right, so let me leave you alone for a bit now, whilst we go through some of these details. Oh, but this eye colour is gorgeous, like a greyish blue. Okay, I'll leave you alone whilst I decide, past Jen decides what eye colour to choose. absolutely love the high puff on this character. I just think the curls are absolutely stunning. For a long time, and I can't remember if I've already like glazed past it or not, but I was like, where are the colour options? Where are the colour options? Oh my gosh, can you not change the tone of the skin? Can you not change the hair colour? Little did I realise that there is a whole ass big old colour wheel beside the majority, if not all, of the options. So I don't know how I missed that. I guess I was just so overwhelmed with how beautiful everything was, and just, you know, learning a new thing, that I just completely, I looked at it and I didn't even take it in. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you might see me at a standstill at some points thinking like, it would be better if there was colours. Like for the skin tone, I know I was really going on like, oh my god, this highlight, it's not working. And then I was like, oh my gosh, the undertone, I just want it to be this more like yellower or a little bit more reddy undertone. And I was thinking, why isn't it letting me do that? Are they going to release more? Is it just because this is like the early access or early release or whatever? And then I was like, oh no, we have all of that. Worry not, fair child, we have all of this. course have my heart. I absolutely loved these additional facial characteristics. The little moles, the skin textures and details were just adding so much to, again, rather uncanny, but this beautiful detailing and like realism to the Zoe, right? Like, this is fantastic. It's absolutely beautiful, and I can really see the appeal of people using these as VTube avatars. I think there's even an option where you can input videos and pictures of yourself to make it kind of model off of you. So I am wondering, you know, in the near future, if there's that segue of importing your Zoe into whatever you use as an avatar. I don't know the depth of it that much, and that can be your new VTube character. Do you know what I mean? I think that's kind of sort of what they were thinking in some aspects as well, with, you know, importing your videos and your movements and stuff for them to mimic. It's scary saying that aloud, but oh, she's crying, that's so sad. But it's really cool at the same time. Oh, this is where I was like, where's all the extra skin options? Why is the highlight looking so ashy? Again, little did I know, yes, just click on the little color wheel and you can change the depth, the hue, the color, the saturation, the gloss, the finish on pretty much everything. So yeah, and the blush, I was like, I really want a rosy, like purpley blush or something, and it just looked a bit odd on the skin tone that my Zoe had. I was also like worried, like where's the name? So I was clicking on the profile a couple of times. You probably already saw that, the little profile with the triangle, and I was like, where's the name? Where do I put the name? Is it just going to be called profile? Am I missing something? Again, little did I realize, hold on, this is basically the demo aspect that they've included in the more fuller game, I guess. Now for the goal of trying to do some really cool ombre hair, once I've realised, hold on a dang minute, there's extra colour options here. Look how harmonious the colours are. This is just so pretty. And now when I'm looking back at it, I'm like, oh, I just couldn't get the face shape right in the character that I created after everything crashed, and I went back on it like a couple of days later, or maybe actually the next day. I just couldn't figure out how to get everything how I had it. But then there are some things that I feel came across better in the next character that I created. So I mean, you know, you win some, you lose some. Wow, that's an intense look. I really love those eyelashes though, and the eye shape is absolutely gorgeous. I think maybe what threw me off of my second Zoe was the lips. I did a slight curve to it to make it look smiling, and looking back here, this like nonchalant face kind of looks much better. The smiling one is a bit freaky. Hopefully you guys will see when that pops up again, whether it's in this video or not. Probably not. Okay, and I think this is where it actually froze and ended. So that's when I was like, oh my god, what's happening? But all is not lost because I had some way able to, that made no sense. I had some way I was able to share this with you here today. So yeah, first impressions, other than the crashing and all that conundrum, what a beautiful, beautiful character design. Very fluid in what you can do, I think. And yeah, I was just wondering why the generating AI texture, which I was a bit dubious about, not going to lie, obviously AI, but also curious to see how that would come up. Didn't actually do anything with this one. I think it was because it was in that demo mode section. Do you know what I mean? The Creator Zoe thing. But later on in another gameplay, I'm able to do so. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you yourself have purchased Inzoi and what you're thinking so far. Bye.